Hi, everybody. I was asked to already start. I know in the agenda it's 10 o'clock, but we don't have time, so please sit down. My name is Oliver Rößling. I'm actually here from Hamburg, so not so international today. Great that you all made it, and I was asked to talk a bit about VR, AR, and the combination with machine learning. So actually, what my company, Absolute Reality, builds is we do a virtual twin for the harbor of Hamburg, for the TÜV, for bigger companies you might know or you might not know. And we're like 50 people, all geeks. And apart from me, I'm the guy who has to talk on stages. Yeah. So the basic topics will be virtual reality, augmented reality, machine learning. So I didn't know how deep I can go, so it will be a bit more general this time. Here in Hamburg, we have an organization called Next Reality Hamburg. I founded it like 2 years ago, and it's to combine the people who are interested in visualization technologies and in machine learning, or let's call it artificial intelligence. First of all, everybody's talking at the moment about digital transformation. You know that, especially you know that. But actually, we should talk about algorithmic transformation, because digital transformation is nothing else than taking a folder, putting it in the copy machine, scanning it, OCR, done. That is digital transformation. This is pretty boring. Everybody's talking about that, but we are here to talk about the smarter stuff. So we take the folder, we take the sheet, we put it into the cloud, have some smart algorithm, make some sense out of it, and then we have some new insights, right? That's why we're here. And everybody's talking about trends. I can't hear that anymore. Oh, this is a cool trend you're working on. No. So most stuff we're talking here is here for years. Virtual reality, it's getting cooler right now. You know that. I will come to that later. But trends are there, and they're not there after a specific point of time. So we're talking about stuff that's here to stay. So this is German wording right now, but you see there's a trend, which is not a trend, which is there to stay because it's getting more and more noise about these topics. As a little video, I don't know how to play video here. Do I press enter or something? Okay. Anybody can help me with the video? I have to do it on laptop, I think. Let's do it. I think some of you might have seen that yet. So this is where we are heading to. Okay, it seems that this laptop doesn't have internet. Do we have internet? Oh. Yes. So who has seen that video yet? Just a few. So this is called hyperreality. This is where we are heading to. And the combination of visualization technologies and data. This is what's extreme, what can happen if we really go crazy with it. We're sitting in a bus. We get a lot of information. There's no filter. And my theory is, on a specific point of time, we have to pay not to get so much information. So we pay for not getting information. We're gonna have some glasses. We're gonna put here once, and then we see augmented reality. We press here twice. We see virtual reality, and of course a lot of promotion all the time. And it's getting more and more annoying. So we don't have to see all of it, but I want to jump in the supermarket. This is hell, right? We don't want that. That can be really annoying. And we trust me, after half an hour, you're willing to pay that you don't see anything anymore, just the reality. So, I jump to the next one now. I'm not an Excel user, not an Apple user, so okay. Next one. So, We are not talking about trends or mega trends, we are talking about facts. This is stuff which is actually coming, and it's on us what we made of it. If this hyper-reality stuff really becoming real or not, let's see. But I hope not, but it might be. But once our office will look like this. So this is totally opposite of the video we just saw. So we're gonna have like a augmented reality glass, and we will sit in our office and will be really empty, and everything we need will be just, yeah, we just ask for it. I need a screen, so you get a screen. Or you think about a screen, you get a screen. You see the information you need, and you don't even need a desk. Of course you need something to sit on. That's it. And this is how it looks like. A bit cooler, I think, but more or less you get all the information you need just on demand. This is like the devices, you all saw that, but my device, like the one I bet on, is like the Oculus Quest. Who tried it out? Anybody tried the Oculus Quest? Is it good? He likes it. And this is like the first device who doesn't bring so much cables with it and still has a really good quality in virtual reality sense. So you can really run around, you have an inside-out tracking, and you can move in a virtual room, and you really feel that you are there. When there's a table, you want to lay something on the table and will fall down because there's no table. But this is where we are at the moment, and the Oculus Quest will change that stuff. A lot, a lot, a lot. So what we do, you know, the HoloLens stuff, it's actually a nice device too. It's really high tech, and you can use it with several people at the same time. They don't necessarily need to be in the same room, but they need to be in the internet. That's for sure. But you can work with some people in Asia and America at the very same time at one product, on a virtual product, and develop it further. And this is already reality. This is what's done at the moment, not only by Microsoft themselves, by a lot of little companies like mine. You might have heard about Facebook Spaces. Did somebody try that out? What? Did you like it? It's a bit weird, right? You even look a bit like her. But the thing is, there's a lot of data out there, and it's evaluated by Facebook and very similar companies, that when you have a comic character which has your features in your face, and your friends might recognize you with a 98% chance, and they won't even feel a difference when they interact with you in a virtual reality, in a virtual room, even if you look artificial like a comic. So they won't see a difference after 1, 2, 3 minutes time if everything else moves just normal. So people are still thinking, are we close to something like a holodeck? Because this is like, I would say 50% at least of these people here are really dreaming of just going home, play my games in a holodeck or stuff. And yes, we are pretty close to that, because we have, of course, the first iterations of spaces. We know already different other stuff, like other rooms we can gather in the virtual reality. But this is like a very interesting thing. This is a study. It's called Infinite Walk. So it's evidence that you need like a radius of 8 meters in a room like this. So you get a VR glasses on, you don't see where you are, you just see, you are on a run. Yeah, you are outside on a run in the woods. That's what the person sees. So he feels that he's just walking straight all the time, because the virtual reality, the computer helps him, or actually fakes his brain that he's running straight, but he's not. He's running in a cycle all the time, and he doesn't notice. He can do that forever. That's why it's an infinite walk. So, and there's some corners in it, you see that. So you really get the feeling that the room is so big that you are in a labyrinth. You can do a labyrinth in there, no problem. People won't notice. And the perfect size would be like 16 meters, and people don't get it at all anymore, because your brain likes to be fooled around with. Of course, there are easier methods to do so. You can have that, as a hamster wheel, I think. That's official name. So you can get your VR glasses or AR glasses or whatever and make your experience at home, put it there, and you have some special socks or shoes, and you're just sliding in it, and you can run around and experience your virtual world, which is nice, but not really the same. So if your living room is not 16 meters broad, you should buy that. Of course, you can drive the car too and everything, and it's not that cool like the real car, but it's close. It's getting closer. What we are asked to do a lot, like a lot of companies, they use to try out virtual reality in combination with data and machine learning. Some companies call it funny money. They have some money to play with. The bigger, the more. So they know they have to do something, but they don't want to spend so much money on it because they want to try different stuff, and if something works, they bet on it. So I think a really good thing to start with is photogrammetry. Anybody heard about the Matterport? Matterport camera? No? This is like a really simple device, actually, which is pretty efficient. It's a camera that films or scans, laser scans, the surrounding. Maximum 8 meters reach. And so you have it, you jump from point to point to point, and you can scan all the rooms, which, yeah, don't have such a high ceiling. And then you have a 3D model out of it, which looks like a dollhouse. It's like that. And you can jump at every point of it and run through it. You can do that definitely with companies. You can do that with ships. You can do that with everything you can imagine you can scan. And the thing is, it's done in a few hours. It's ready. You put it into the cloud. Everybody can do it on his or her telephone, on tablet, or just put it on a VR glasses. It's really plug and play. It really works pretty well. And everybody will say, "Oh, that's cool. I want to know more. I want to have a navigation in my company. I want to have that for my company. I want to have an indoor navigation because my company is huge. I want to have all the data I have in this model. I want to see all the movies. I want to all the history of my museum, for example. If you scan a museum, you can put all the stuff of the museum which was there or which will be there or which is there digitally there and make it experienceable. Because usually when you're in a museum like this, there's something like, please don't touch. And here you can really play around with stuff. And that's really interesting. And when you're a museum, it's even funnier because museums are really good in collecting stuff. But when they have a special exhibition, which is just there for a couple of days or months, they cannot just put it in the archive. But now they can. They just scan it. They just go around, scan it, and a year later they show, oh, last year we had a special edition here, look. And then they can brag with it. But in the past, it was not possible. So I think I have a little video. Like, this is another customer of ours. It's called Linde. What we did with them is most of the companies are built on a 2D basis. You have a plan which is 2D. You know that. It looks really tricky, and it looks like you need to have a clue about it to kind of understand it. So it's really for experts. And what we did, I just have this small video. Bum, ba-dum, bum. So we need some music for the breaks in between. Oh, I need to play the. Why is it? Okay. You build something up, like on this 2D plan. Down there is a 2D plan. And this is actually, first I will start with the result. This is how it will look like at the end of the day. When you have the 2D plan and you have some smart stuff on it you can work with. So this is a plan. You're a giant now. You can run through it. You can experience it. And you can see if everything works. You can even test it if you want to, if you have the right APIs and data. And you can make yourself in the normal size and jump and walk through it. But the fun part starts just after this presentation when you have the really 2D plan and you can really start SimCitying on it and put all the 3D data on it. So, getting down. My videos are too long, I think. So this is actually how it works. You have it's German, sorry. You have the 2D plan, like you know it, which looks complicated. And then you actually load like a little library with all the information Linde actually has in their database about these factories. And these factories are there to split oxygen, and they're usually built somewhere else, like far away. And the engineers and architects who actually constructed that usually don't see them in reality. So they really can experience these in VR or AR and simulate it and put the model on their plans. And this is actually how they work today. And now it can be even automated. So you can do it. You just copy paste it. And now it's not that abstract anymore. You can just try it out and run through it. And now at the moment we're working on to do that totally, like fully by machine recognition. So you recognize a plan and put the plan automatically in 3D on it. So, should be enough for now. I don't have time, as I saw that. Logistics, of course, what we can do, like you have something like this room here, you have a lot of stuff around, and of course you don't know where to find stuff. It's getting more and more solved by machine learning, by visualization technologies and robots. So what I can do, definitely, I can give people like, you might know the Google glasses, which were a trend, because they're dead now, but they're kind of back. Now it's Google X or something it's called. And you just see the information where you find a specific device or a specific good or stuff or whatever you want to find. And it's nicer for navigation when you have a lot of information to process. The process the finding process is actually solved from outside by technology. Let's see what I have here. Oh, this is another little scan we did for the DLR, the German Aerospace Center. So this is how it looks like in there. And of course, they like to present what they are doing and what to find where. So you can just scan it with the Matterport I was mentioning before. And then you just run through it and check it out. And you can do it from wherever you want. So you are basically there. So, next one. Stop. Maintenance is a big thing. For example, elevators. The thing is, a lot of people, like at the moment, we are in a very employee-friendly market. So not a lot of people want to do, really like work with their hands. Most people want to work with their brains. But that's why we have a little gap here. So what we can do with AR, for example, and what is already done, for example, that by ThyssenKrupp on a big scale, they have elevator stairs and escalators. And they have their seniors sitting at home in the company and helping their junior employees who actually go on site to the customers to kind of maintenance the escalators. They opening the machine, and the senior employee will help him do Skype or whatever, because there's cameras in it. The senior employee sees what the junior employee is seeing at his monitor. So he can say, okay, you have to do that. Or he can even, in detail, step by step, help him remotely. And this is actually a way of training, like on site and on the job. And it works out pretty well. And they proved it. And Microsoft sold like a few thousand glasses, like holograms, to ThyssenKrupp, as far as I know. Training is cool too. So if you we have a building like this again. I don't know, is it English word for Gabelstapler? Can somebody help me? I don't know. This device here, you can learn to drive it and you can get stuff from there to here or whatever, and you don't hurt anyone if you train it in virtual reality. So you can easily train it in virtual reality nowadays. Sometimes even it shakes, so you really feel when you drive against something, and you can get your driving license due to that, easily. So this is like what we do, which is like a model of the Hamburg Harbor. This is like half a year ago, because at the actual version we are not allowed to show it. But as you see, it's an abstract model because we have a lot of data in this model. This is, for example, the deepening of the Elbe River. Where it's red, it's not so deep, and where it's blue, it's deep. So every day it changes because the river moves. So we get this data every day from different sensors, and we know where to send a ship to get rid of the mud. We know all the GPS data of all the ships in the harbor from the past, so we can predict where a specific ship should land. And we have all the data of buildings which have been there or are still there. Or some scans, as you see, from reality, to see like how does it look differently in reality than in the virtual world. So let me jump in a bit. You have a building, you just get an idea how good it looks, how it will look. The thing is, it's a huge difference. In Germany, we have the data protection law. We are not allowed to make it super nice like Google or Apple. They just scan it and they don't ask for it. They have the data. But in Germany, if you scan something and it really makes it look really authentic, you have a problem with data. So that's why it needs to be abstract. It's no joke. So here you have like scanned bridges and all that stuff. I think I have to hurry up, right? Yes. It's not so much anymore. And then you have, of course, drones who help you doing that, getting stuff out of the shelves, getting stuff fixed. I think you saw the Boston Dynamics stuff, which is really impressive. At the moment, I think they even have jumping robots and all that stuff. So they can do their work, actually, which is, first of all, solved in visualization technology, which means machine learning. And then you have the drones who help you fulfilling that stuff, because they are stronger than us. Sometimes they fall down, but they stand up again. So, yeah. 1 minute or what? 1 minute minus 5. I'm done. No, thank you. I hope this was not too general for you, but I thought it's a bit entertaining and inspiring. And I hope you have a good time here at the Container Days. Welcome in Hamburg if you're not from here, and it was a pleasure to talk to you.